Aircraft carriers are loud statements of power. Fighter jets streak across open skies. Warships cut visible lines through the water. But this submarine sits completely invisible, moving through the deep without making a sound, without leaving a trace, without anyone knowing its precise location. Not even its own crew knows exactly where they are. That's a security measure, not a malfunction. What makes this machine so difficult to counter isn't just its weapons. It isn't just its size. It's the combination of stealth, endurance, and firepower built into a single platform that can remain hidden for months while holding the ability to strike targets thousands of miles away. So what exactly makes this submarine so difficult to find and so dangerous when it needs to be? For decades, America's seaborne nuclear deterrent rested on the Ohio-class submarines. They worked, they served for over 40 years, but the Ohio class is reaching the absolute end of its operational life, and there is no further room to extend it. The first boats begin retiring in 2027. That deadline cannot be moved. The Columbia class was built to replace them entirely, with a design built around a different set of requirements for a different era of naval competition. China has been expanding its submarine fleet rapidly. Russia has continued modernizing its own. The underwater domain has become more contested than at any point since the Cold War, and America needed a platform engineered to stay ahead of that pressure for the next 6 decades. The lead boat, USS District of Columbia, was laid down in June 2022. As of early 2026, construction is roughly 65% complete, with delivery expected in 2028 and its first patrol planned for 2030. The Navy plans to build 12 total, enough to handle the same deterrent mission that currently requires 14 Ohio-class submarines. But that efficiency didn't happen by accident. It came from one engineering decision that changed everything about how this submarine moves through the water. And that decision starts with silence. Speed doesn't win underwater. Firepower doesn't either. The submarine that cannot be detected controls the entire situation. The one that gets found is already behind, regardless of what it carries. Every design choice in the Columbia class was evaluated against one question. Does this make the boat quieter? Older submarines used mechanical reduction gears to convert reactor energy into propulsion. Those gears created acoustic tones that sonar systems are specifically built to detect. The Columbia class removes them entirely. The reactor generates electricity. Electric motors drive propulsion directly. Fewer moving parts means less vibration, and less vibration means less noise escaping into the water. Then add a pump jet propulsor instead of a traditional open propeller. Add acoustic coatings across the hull that absorb outgoing sound. Mount internal machinery on isolation platforms that prevent vibration from transferring through steel. The result is a submarine that moves through deep water without producing the kind of signature that modern detection systems look for. And while it stays hidden, it keeps listening. The passive sonar system builds a detailed picture of everything moving in the surrounding water without transmitting a single signal that could give away its position. No submarine is impossible to detect. The Navy will say that plainly. But tracking a Columbia-class submarine on active patrol remains one of the hardest problems in naval warfare today. And that silence is exactly what makes the next part possible, because what this submarine carries underneath all that quiet is where the conversation changes entirely. The S-1B nuclear reactor powering the Columbia class is designed to run for the submarine's entire 42-year service life without refueling. No previous reactor core was built to last that long. Earlier submarines required a full midlife overhaul. 2 years out of service. Hundreds of millions of dollars each time. The Columbia class eliminates that entirely, saving an estimated $40 billion across the life of the program. That endurance translates into something adversaries cannot easily plan around. A submarine that never needs to return for fuel can stay deployed longer, respond faster, and hold a continuous presence in waters where surface ships cannot operate without being seen. The onboard combat systems pull navigation, communications, fire control, and sonar data into a single coordinated picture for the crew. They were also built with space and power already reserved for upgrades that don't exist yet. Now here's where the numbers start to matter. Each Columbia-class submarine carries 16 Trident 2D5 ballistic missiles, range exceeding 7,000 miles, terminal velocity of approximately Mach 24. Each missile can carry multiple warheads directed at separate targets thousands of miles apart from a single launch. The upgraded D5LE2 version, currently in development, will carry the new W93 warhead and is scheduled to enter service by 2039. Endurance keeps the submarine hidden longer. Sensors keep it informed. Weapons give it reach. Together, they don't just add up, they multiply. If you're proud of American power like this, write proud in the comments. Carrying powerful weapons is one thing. What this submarine actually does with that capability is a different conversation. The primary mission of the Columbia class is strategic deterrence. It patrols submerged, location unknown, for months at a time. Its existence guarantees that if an adversary launched a strike against the United States, America retains the ability to retaliate. That guaranteed retaliation is the deterrent. The submarine does not need to fire a single missile for its mission to succeed. It simply needs to remain undetected, on patrol, ready. But while the Columbia class acts as the silent nuclear shield, it doesn't operate in a vacuum. It relies on a complementary ecosystem. The broader submarine force reaches further than deterrence alone. While Columbia stays completely hidden in deep waters, fast attack submarines like the Virginia class handle the aggressive, tactical missions on the front lines. They track hostile submarines and surface ships, gather intelligence in contested waters, and give commanders a continuous picture of adversary movements. Special operations teams can exit while the submarine remains fully submerged, complete a mission ashore, and return without generating any surface activity. The Columbia class does not earn its reputation from any single feature. It earns it from how every capability connects. Stealth that allows months of undetected operation, a reactor that runs 4 decades without stopping, weapons that reach any point on Earth, systems that process sonar, navigation, and fire control simultaneously, and a crew trained to hold all of it together under conditions most people will never face. China is building submarines. Russia continues to modernize its fleet, but American submarines carry a combination of acoustic quieting, endurance, and precision that no other nation has matched at scale. And the Navy is not treating that gap as permanent. The Virginia-class Block 6 and Block 7 programs are already expanding what the attack submarine force can do. The SSNX program, with first procurement planned for 2040, is being designed for greater speed, expanded payload, and stealth improvements beyond what current platforms can provide. Undersea dominance is not built by constructing the loudest machine or the fastest one. It is built by remaining invisible long enough to gather the information that matters and by maintaining the ability to act on that information from anywhere in the world without warning and without being found. That is what these submarines are built to do. And right now, somewhere beneath the surface, one of them is doing exactly that.